Hello guys, in this video we're going to learn about even or odd numbers from an array. So first let me clarify that what is even number and what is odd number. Okay, so I'll just show one picture to understand this. Uh, in this picture here the definition is given, right? An even number is a number that can be divided into two equals groups. They end in 0. 2, 4, 6 or 8. Even numbers are divided by 2 without remainders. So if you cannot remember this, you just remember this one line alone. Okay, so which means even numbers are divided by 2 without remainders, which means number divided by 0, remainder will be 0. Okay, so we will have like this divider, right? So here I am having 10. So here I am dividing by 2. So 5 will become here. 5 twos are 10, right? So here the remainder will be 0, right? So this is the remainder. This is the remainder. This is will be called as quotient value. Okay, so for based on the Java, the remainder needs to be addressed as this symbol. This is a remainder. Some this is quotient value. Okay, so remainder, whenever you are dividing any number by 2, divided by 2, remainder will be 0 in the sense that is the even number. If that is not 0, maybe 1 or 2, that is the odd number. Okay, so this is the concept. So we'll start. I'm just taking one array int number equal to, so 2, 3, 5, 4, 8, 25, 30, 100, 54, 53, 57, 60. So here I have taken some values. So first thing what we need to do, we need to check whether this is even number or an odd number, right? So first we can iterate this. So why we need to iterate in the sense, it is a repeating process, right? First this needs to be checked this number, then it needs to go for this number, then it needs to go for this number. Like that, like the way it needs to go for the next number, right? For that we are using the for loop. So already it's present in the array which is the index based. So here I equal to 0, which means 0th index is the 2, and I less than number of length, I is 0, which means so the 0th index is the less than number of length. So it's a true, and I plus plus is the increment. So here the condition is true, it will come in the loop, right? So I'm just creating one if condition. In this if condition, number of I divided by 2 equal to 0. So this is our condition, right? Number of I, which means number of I in the sense here it will denotes 2. So if we mentioning this number of I in the sense, it will not take the 0th index, which means 0, it will take the value from the 0th index. Okay, so here the value of the 0th index will be 2. So here it will have the 2, which is divided by 2 equal to 0. If the condition is true, it will print this as even number. Okay, so here I'm just mentioning this number of 5. So if I'm printing this, you can check here 2, 4, 8, 30, 100, 54, 60. Those are the even numbers. So we got the even number result. If that is not even number, then obviously it's a odd number, right? So here you can mention that. Here you can mention that odd number, but what will happen here if you are mentioning that a number of 5, instead of that LCF you can mention like this also, number of I divided by 2 not equal to 0. If you mention this, it's opposite of this. Either you can mention like this or you can mention like this. So if it is not equal to 0, then it's a odd number, right? Odd number, number of 5. I'm just mentioning like that. So here if it will print even number is 2, odd number is 3, odd number is 5, odd number is 25. Why? Because if we divided this 3, 5, 25 and all, we will not have any, like the remainder will not be 0. So I'm just calculating that 25 divided by 2 equal to 12.5. But if you are checking this, even number is given as the 54, right? So 54 divided by 2 will be, the remainder will be 27. So it's a value, but the remainder will be 0. Okay. So when we got the whole number of the value, that is that time the remainder will be 0 only. Okay. So here that is a calculation. So in this scenario, they may ask you to check the count also. So how many even number is there? How many odd number is there? That also one type of question. So here for that we just creating that int even count equal to 0, int odd count equal to 0. Okay, like the way we are creating some variables. Oh, whatever, if you want to get the count of some value, whatever the program, not only for this program, if whatever the program, if you want to count up some value, if this is true, it will come in the inside statement, right? Whenever it's printing the statement, you just increment the count. First count will be the 0, right? So even count, the count will be 0. So I'm just mentioning that even count plus plus, that's it. So whenever this condition is true, it printed the statement, the count will be added. Okay, so first time it will be print like whenever it's checking the 2, it's true, so it will have the count as 1. Then it will go for 4, right? Whenever it's checking 4, again the count will be 2, and 8 the count will be 3, like the way it will check. And the next one odd count, so this also we can mention like this. Okay, so here even count or odd count we have printed, and then if you're checking this even number and odd number, each iteration it needs to print the value, right? Because here we have multiple values in this, so each iteration it needs to print the value. So that is the reason we mentioned this is out in the inside the looping. Okay, so but the number we won't print each time. The number is total count only, right? That needs to be printed only once. So for that we can report outside the loop. So in this sysout, I'm just mentioning even counts are even count, odd counts are odd count. Why? Because it needs to be printed only once. That's the reason we are mentioning only once. Okay, So if you're checking this, even counts are 7 and odd counts are 5. So here if you're checking, even is 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 even number is present. So the even counts are 7 and odd count 1, 2, 3, 4 and this one is 5. So odd counts are 5. So this is the simple logic we need to follow for find the even and odd number and the count also. Okay. So thank you for watching this. If you have any doubts, you just leave the comment.